through it. So the first step is to recognize, and that means to recognize yourself. And so I want to, I'm going to give you, I'm going to actually guide you through this whole process so that you can have an experience of this for yourself. And in order to do that, I want to also use a metaphor to help this connect for you. So I'm going to use this metaphor, which I've used before, which is a metaphor of a house. So you could imagine perhaps that your life is like a house, and this is your domain. So it is yours to do with as you please, and it is of your creation. And you can, once you have this house, then you can put in this house, furnish the house however you want. You can model the house however you want, or remodel the house however you want. And so most people get stuck identifying with the house and with the current furnishings of the house, the state in which it is presently. Now, they might not like the current state of their house, but they're so identified with it that change becomes basically impossible. And so maybe you can recognize this in your own life, where you might, on a conscious level, want to make certain changes in your life, but then you find that you continue to be stuck, not actually producing those changes that you want or sustaining the changes. You might just procrastinate, or you might space out, or you might feel that you're too busy, or you might even take some steps but not get success with them, or you might even get success short term but then self-sabotage. All kinds of things might be going on there. And in order to help yourself out, the number one thing that you want to do is you want to be able to recognize that you are not the house. You are not limited to the contents of your life. You are not limited to the structure of your life. You're not limited to any of that. This is so, so, so important, because if you continue to stay identified with the thing that you want to change, it makes it very, very difficult to change. Because if you say, I am this thing, then any change is a threat to you. And so this first step is so important. And a lot of the time, this is really, a lot of people miss this step. They don't, either it's never presented to them, or even if they have awareness of this step because they practice meditation, which I know is a terrible word that I should never use. And I try to avoid using that word, but some people practice a thing called meditation. I'm not an advocate of it necessarily, but I know a lot of people do this, and then they have certain experiences with that meditation. And that might help them to have this recognition that they are not limited to the contents of their life. They're not limited to the structure of their life. They're not limited to their identities and all the rest of it. But then that doesn't necessarily translate into anything, any real change in their life, because they're not making that necessary connection that allows them to translate that recognition into power to make change in their life, because they're not actually disidentifying with the rest of their life. In the meditation, they'll have a glimpse, a recognition of something, but that's not necessarily translating into the rest of their life. So actually being able to have that recognition in an ongoing fashion, where that starts to become a habit of recognizing that I am that which is the creator of my life. I am not that which is created. I am the creator of my life, is very, very important. And so that's the first step in this process of remaking your life.